Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 74 of the Seezus Show. Glad to be back. It's been a pretty good week. Haven't recorded since the 24th of February. It's been a while. So I'm excited to get to today's episode for real. But just to rehash you guys on the previous episode, which was episode 73, Trey and I discussed numerous topics, including Kyrie's injury, Boogie being released from the Lakers to make some way for Markieff Morris, Reggie Jackson signed to the Clippers, and much more. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for my boy, my co-host, Trey Day XXIV.
It was really good, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. We lost an hour of sleep, but we sprang forward. It's about to be a really warm summer, y'all. I'm excited, and I'm more excited about this basketball and all the stuff that's happening in the NBA. So let's get to it, man.
Let's get straight to it, and I'm pretty blown. We're going to talk about it a little later on, maybe in the next couple topics, but I lost a lot of money today from the Lakers and Clippers, so if my energy ain't up there, I'm sorry. But they do say fake it till you make it, right?
Sad boy.
So the first thing I want to talk about is Kenny Atkinson. So the Nets coach literally just got fired yesterday, which is crazy. Very unexpected. Kenny Atkinson. So just to highlight, his tenure here, he started coaching in the NBA for the New York Knicks in 2008-2009 season. He was an assistant coach for about, 7 years. And then he finally got an opportunity to become a head coach for the Brooklyn Nets in 2016-17 season. He's made improvements every single year. So first year they won 20 games. The year after that, won 28 games. Year after that, which was last year, they made their first playoff berth under his, reign, and he was 42-40. And right now, this year they're 28-34 and currently sitting at the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. So it's kind of crazy because, with the cards that were dealt to him, that was literally the rebuilding phase when they gave away all their draft picks to obtain like Paul Pierce, to obtain Kevin Garnett and Darren Williams and all that. And just seeing the growth from him and, him developing those players, not prayers out.
Players.
Paying homage to him as well. So pretty excited for that. But it's just kind of crazy because they still got about 20 games left in the season. And like I just said, they're the 6th seed right now. So it just makes you wonder, like, if you're going to fire the coach, why not fire him, when the season's over with, because you're still in the playoffs, you're missing Kevin Durant. Kyrie's only played about 20 games in general. So he's been in and out the lineup. So you really can't gain any consistency, any form of unity with him and the players and the coach as well, too. So I don't think it was necessarily a fair shot for him. Like we said, and he's made improvements, each year. So that kind of sucks as well. Yeah. And there's been reports when, they've been saying that, Kyrie may have been like the main catalyst for, Kenny Atkinson getting fired. And I guess they said that he kind of lost, the players. He lost the players in the locker room as well, too. So I don't really know what's going on. It just kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, KD was one of the main reasons why he went there, too. He said he loved their free-flow offense. He loved management. He loved everything about them. So it just makes me wonder what kind of, went on behind closed doors when they're 7th in the East. But what are your thoughts on Kenny Atkinson getting fired?
It just makes me wonder about it makes me question, like, what really is coaching and what influence does coaching have other than the organizational piece. Mm-hmm. If you can get fired being in the playoffs, granted the East is not as tough as the West, but you're in the playoffs, your superstars are down. You've made the playoffs without superstars in the past. Granted, he had D'Lo, but D'Lo was just emerging as a superstar. His offense is conducive to helping guards break out, because we've seen guards play really well in the past. Mm-hmm. You don't have two players that are going to be key, intricate parts of your franchise, and you still get fired. It was interesting that I did see the new, I guess, interim coach, his first move,
Vaughn.
his first move is moving DeAndre Jordan to the starting lineup.
He should have been in the starting line. I don't know why Allen's starting right
And
now.
I say that to say, if he did lose the locker room, this was one of the reasons, and that could go deeper than that. It's like, yo, we got like a veteran player that can hoop, and he's on the bench. Like, what's going on? Meanwhile, the guy is winning games. So it's a push and pull, and we all know from a management standpoint, you could be working for somebody or in an organization with somebody that you really don't agree with their decision-making process. You feel like stuff could be better, but at the same time, if it is a successful process in that matter, like there is a area where you have to let them utilize their power while you're happy with the results of such. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, we're winning games. Well, let me play my role. And we know it's the NBA. Sometimes, like a Lou Will, players come off the bench and still get more minutes than the starters. Yeah. So I don't know. It kind of perplexes me. Maybe he did lose the locker room, and we know that. You look at the Cavs, and so on and so forth. Once you lose the locker room, you might as well get the heck out from an NBA perspective. So, best of luck to him in the future. He seems like a really good coach as far as winning basketball games. Who knows about the locker room side, but we'll see where the Nets want to go from here.
Yeah, definitely see where they're going to go from here. People are quick to jump to, what's next. So everyone's wondering, well, what's going to happen to Kenny Atkinson, or what direction are the Brooklyn Nets going to take? I think right now, I'm tired of saying the same guy over, so I'm not even going to say him, but I'm going to say him right now. No Mark Jackson. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I think who would command respect from now the superstars and the young players, I think, would be Scott Fitzdale. Is it Scott Fitzdale? No, I'm thinking, am I fucking his name up? I don't even know if is it Scott? Nah, I feel so bad right now. Fitzdale, Coach Fitzdale, you know what I'm talking about. Take that for data. David Fitzdale, I'm so sorry. I would hire David Fitzdale. Moving forward, you know what I'm saying? He's got to, he's proven if he has the right amount of pieces with him, he can do some work, Credit to what he did with Memphis. Obviously with the Knicks, it didn't really work out. The Knicks are kind of in shambles, but I think that's your best option if you want respect from superstars. And I think he's a player's coach as well too. So I think that would be a good fit. As far as Kenny Atkinson goes, literally any up and coming team. I think the Chicago Bulls who are in the rebuilding stage, I think would be a good fit for them. Phoenix Suns could be something that's good for him. Or I don't really like Brett Brown like that. I don't necessarily think Brett Brown. I think Brett Brown's a good coach, but I don't think he's the best coach for Philly. I think Kenny Atkinson can probably fill that void right now too, but. Like we said, it's too early to tell, and we'll see what's happening. And it's a little interesting as well, too. There's been rumors as well, too, that Kyrie would prefer to get Ty Lue as their coach. Do you like that?
I mean, if it keeps Kyrie happy, but the thing is, it'll all come crumbling down if it doesn't work out. Yeah. And, if they underachieve, then it comes right back to Kyrie, and if there's a rift between Kyrie and KD for whatever reason, and it comes crumbling down. But more power to him if he believes in Ty Lue, and I think Ty Lue's still a great coach, but I don't know. It could backfire bad. So who knows?
Yeah, definitely. Who knows as well too. But moving on from that situation, Steph Curry finally returned to the Warriors lineup after missing over 4 months of action from suffering a left hand fracture. Yeah, I think he missed 58 games, and he came back Thursday night. It was a doubleheader on TNT, and he had his little try to get his revenge against the team that took him away from getting his fourth championship in the Toronto Raptors. Raptors ended up winning 121-113. Steph Curry played about 27 minutes of action, had 23 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Obviously, you can tell he's a bit rusty. He's 38% from the field and 25% from three. I was more so impressed with his playmaking. It's crazy because we're prisoners of the moment, so it's always, what have you done for me lately? So, it's crazy to think that going into the year, if you would have told me with the amount of games that the Warriors have on, I would literally tune into none of them. Right when he went down, knowing that Klay Thompson's out, Draymond's been out the lineup. They lost KD, then they lost, their bench mob.
Yeah.
When those games are on TV, I was like, nah, but he does make it exciting again. And I think it's good that he's playing. I remember at first I said, you guys should, just let him rest for the rest of the year and let the young talent develop and then try to get that, number one pick as well. But I heard that they have a 16% chance to get a number one pick, no matter how they finish off the season. And, with these young players right now, I think it's a good time to build that chemistry with them because, they've pretty much had a full season under Steve Kerr in that system as well, too. And then you got a new acquisition with Andrew Wiggins. So that's going to be good moving forward as well, too. So I like it. It helps with the ratings because even though they're not in the playoffs, they're still exciting to watch. Still going to be highly competitive. He gives that extra oomph to the team. And, if you ain't paid like 40, 50 mil a year, you better play if you're healthy.
Yeah. And I think Steph wants to play too. Like
you can tell he wants to play.
You can tell he looks good, enthusiastic about it no matter what. I mean, real hoopers want to see what they can do with whatever talent they have and want to compete and win games regardless. Definitely somebody that can score almost at will, like my man's Wardell. So he looked good, shooting looked good, playmaking, even with the pieces that he has. Kind of shined. It made the Warriors exciting to watch, and not Draymond just out there playing point guard and stinking it up. We love you, Draymond.
You kind of forget, like with him being back, moving forward, at least for the next season, how hard it's going to be to guard the Warriors in general.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Andrew Wiggins is such a slasher, dude. Like he can get into the paint. I hope he develops really well this offseason. Who knows what the organization wants to really use him for? I mean, there's whispers of a lot of stuff that the Warriors are trying to get done, and
I still think Giannis is still within reach
in the next 2 to 3 years.
Next year, you're a free agent this year.
Yeah, so yeah, they're gonna be pulling for him. Just the pedigree, Steve Kerr being able to do what he can do, Klay coming back, Curry coming back. It's gonna be kind of crazy, but yeah, who knows? So that's gonna be exciting to watch. Shout out to Steph for coming back and being healthy.
For sure. And another thing too, I think this was a blessing in disguise for him because just like LeBron these past couple of years, he's been to the finals every year, playing over damn near 100 games. So I think it was good for him from a physical and mental standpoint as well. And then, next year they're going to be right back in the mix, probably a top 3 seed, I would say, top 3, top 4 seed, depending on how everything shapes up.
I'll give them 4.
4?
4 or 5.
Yeah, I still got Lakers, Clippers, probably Rockets, Denver. I mean, I don't know.
I'll give them 4 or 5.
It could be like how the East is right now from like seeds 2 through, I think, 4 or 5, where everyone's about 2 games behind each other.
Next year, this is a prediction. I'll give Clippers. They'll be in first place.
I don't know. I feel like they may be, but maybe not.
You're upset about tonight.
Not even that. Just like with the whole load management situation.
Yeah.
Kawhi not playing back to back. I don't know how PG's gonna react moving forward.
Okay.
I don't know how many years are left on Lou Williams' contract, Beverly's contract, especially Montrezl Harrell. So I got to see how everything pans out. But with them being in that system with each other under a year, I would assume that they would be better.
I'll give them first. Lakers second. I'll give throw Denver in third. I'll throw
Denver like the new Spurs.
Yeah, throw Rockets in there, and I'll give the Warriors about that 5th place. So yeah, kind of rounding out. And we like change. You have to change in the West to be better, or have LeBron James on your team. So
or have 2 top 5 players. Yeah, LeBron and AD, which is crazy. But yeah, shout out to the Warriors, man. Dion Waiters, just signed a contract with the Lakers.
High on life.
Stay off the weed. But yeah, it's been a pretty interesting year for Waiters. If just going back to previous episodes when he got in trouble with the whole edibles and then him having misconducts and not just meeting the requirements under Pat Riley. If you would have told me and Trey that he would end up on the best team in the West, possibly the NBA, I would have been like, no. And I thought he was done, at least for this year. Just based on what he did with his image, I was like, nah, he's not good. But It came down to him and J.R. Smith, and a lot of people were saying team switch, but I knew it wasn't going to be J.R. Smith because it's kind of redundant if you have Danny Green and KCP, who both are essentially 3-and-D players and are both shooting pretty well from three, both 40% from three. Yeah. So I was like, there's no point of having J.R. Smith there when you have those wing defenders, and you also have Avery Bradley as well too. So it made sense because they lacked the playmaker and a guy that can get his own bucket as well too. So
Dion was the man in Miami for a second.
Yeah.
So it could get kind of scary if he comes in and does what he needs to do. You know.
Yeah.
He didn't play today either, did he?
No, he didn't play today. He won't play till later in the week.
Okay, that'll be interesting to see because Dion was the man out of Miami before the weed and the theatrics, but who knows?
Yeah, for sure. And then he had his post-practice report, and basically some quotes from him. He said, "At the end of the day, I'm grown. So you learn from your mistakes. We don't got to keep drilling on the past." Like he's agitated with it. I feel that too. If it's in the past, let it stay in the past. We don't got to keep drilling on the past. Things like that. You live and you learn, and I did that. So they understood that, and that was a short conversation. You know me, I play basketball. I just try to take care of that part, make sure I'm ready coming into the workouts, make sure I'm ready, sharp, things like that. Basketball for me, that's the easy part. I've been doing this my whole life. I wasn't really worried about the workout. I just want to get a chance to talk to Coach, Rob Pelinka. Rob, my agent for 5 years, so it's been good. Everything went well. It went smooth, so I'm here today, and I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm just trying to get my feet wet, get back into rhythm and things like that, and just figure out the plays and just get to know the guy. So if it's any team or any player in which he would succeed, it would be under LeBron James and the Lakers wing as well, too. We saw the resurgence with Dwight Howard. So, you just got to come in. You got to come in there with humility and just be ready to go.
Facts.
So if this doesn't work out, he doesn't. I mean, he obviously we want him to contribute, but if this doesn't work out, then he's done. So he knows what time it is. But how do you like it? Do you see him, playing a lot, like at least 10 to 20 minutes or something like that? Because they got Rondo, Caruso, Avery Bradley, Danny Green. So I'm wondering whose minutes he's going to take up. The only person I can think of is either Caruso or you chop down Rondo's minutes a little bit. But playoff Rondo is playoff Rondo. So I'm interested. What do you think?
I think he could get in there with Kuz minutes if he doesn't produce too highly. And we know there's spots in the season and games where can we get a little bit more from Kuz? Mm-hmm. I think he could be that guy. Just from a catalyst standpoint. That's where I think. I mean, from the defensive end, it's going to be a little bit tougher because Kuz is a little bit longer and a little bit taller. Yeah. But I think Dion has that kind of like that star, that scoring factor in a way. So that's where I could see him getting in that. I think the Lakers lineup is pretty fluid too, and it could coming down this stretch. I mean, I know LeBron is full force, but it could help LeBron out. With just a little bit more rest because we know he can turn it on when he needs to turn it on. So if we got a hot Dion Waiters coming in, gelling with the team, boom, it makes it that much easier. Then the teams have just one more thing to plan for. Definitely off the bench too. When you teams like the rest LeBron towards the end of the half here and there, or the rest him towards the end of the first. Start the second, and then reassert him at the end of the before at halftime, give him some break, and then kind of the rotation that they use LeBron and AD in here and there. Yeah. So if Dion is effective, it'll be pretty cool. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely see how it goes, and it's just been an overall pretty damn good weekend for LeBron James. I do not dislike LeBron James. He's literally one of my favorite players. But when it comes to Kawhi Leonard, then, we just don't see eye to eye. But if they never played each other, I always want him to win. I always want him to succeed as well, too. But
why do you love Kawhi so much?
Spurs roots, man. And then just his work ethic, literally started from nowhere. No one thought he would be this great. I always knew he had glimpses of it. Yeah. And I've been speaking it to existence for years. But I like it, very humble, very poised. I like that he's cool, calm, and collected. Nothing really phases him as well, too. And he's a living example of, I don't talk the talk. I just go out there and be about that action. So just always respecting him and gonna keep rocking with him moving forward. But aside from that, LeBron and the Lakers
LeBron
had a
James.
great weekend. On Friday they played against the Bucks. They won 113-103. I was so upset because just working a 9 to 5. Sometimes you don't really get that much sleep. So I literally was running on like 5.5 hours of sleep every day. Normally on Fridays, if I'm not out of town, I try to take a nap, but didn't take a nap. Partook in numerous different occasions throughout the day. And by the time I got back around 10:30, 10:40-ish, right when the Lakers took the lead, 43-41, that's when I fell asleep.
Oh, dang.
And I was like, damn.
That boy nasty, though.
I wonder who won, but I kind of figured out who won because I had a Venmo payment sent to me. So I was like, yeah, the Lakers definitely won that as well, too. But it's crazy because this whole year we've been talking about. I just remember a couple episodes actually when we were talking about Giannis talking about crown me, and LeBron's like, it's the beginning of the season, bro. We not even we good, but we not even in playoff mode yet. And I think he literally just pressed a couple buttons and he just activated LeBron James Zero Dark 30 playoff version. He went stupid, bro.
You can go back and forth with James Harden on all that stuff because James Harden's not 6'8", 250, dog. LeBron's going to take what he wants. Yeah. I mean, James Harden can score at will, but this dude looks unreal.
Yeah.
He looks unreal.
Oh, my fault. 37 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, shot 80% from free throw, which is great from him. But he just looked like a man amongst boys, bruh. Like, you would think with the personnel that the Bucks have, they can, try to slow him down. But Giannis, ISO, every time eating him in the paint. You got the Lopez twin brothers, twin towers there. Couldn't do anything when he went to the rack. The primary defender on him was Wesley Matthews. Couldn't do nothing about that. Tried to put Middleton on a few times. You couldn't do anything about it. And
Giannis guarded him.
Right? And if AD and LeBron are clicking together, then it's damn near tough to beat. And I think they had a stat this season when LeBron scores at least 30 points, they're undefeated this year. So if you get that,
he can get 30 points whenever he feels like it too.
He can. He definitely can. But he proved, the way to beat the Bucks. Start off 3-2 zone with them, and you just got to be aggressive from the jump. I think the Lakers attempted over 30 free throws as well, too. So if you're aggressive with them, and if you're the aggressor, I think you're good. Yeah. And then they have the personnel to, in a way, contain Giannis or at least make him work with LeBron being 6'8", Kuzma being 6'8", and they got, 3 centers with AD, Dwight Howard, and JaVale McGee as well, too. So things worked out for him, but I guess what I want to steer this, conversation towards is it from this win? Because from this win in this weekend's when we're going to talk about the Clippers game after this, do you think he's, do you think he has a shot at winning MVP? Because everyone kept saying, up until Friday, it's a foregone conclusion that, Giannis has this. He's had a record year. They're on pace to win 70 games as well, too. But
dog, who else gets MVP? I mean, Giannis. But dog, looking at this, who else gets MVP? Who else? Yeah. If the league wants to be legit, who else gets MVP? It would drive. That's insanity. Yeah. Who else would get it? LeBron James, he's doing unreal stuff. Yeah. This is unreal. 35, putting up these numbers. Yeah. Nobody else was getting out there with freaking Walker at 35. Literally, dog. It's just silly. It's silly, and he doesn't he's slowing down at all.
Yeah, he. I think aside from him, Russ may be one of those dudes too who can play until he 36 at this level.
I think it's 36 is this year for LeBron.
Yeah, December, right?
That's
actually sicko.
and it was funny to be I'm gonna play till I'm 40. Dude might play effectively till he's 38, 40.
Yeah. In these last couple of years, we've been criticizing LeBron as a whole for his defensive efforts, but AD was right when he said, I'm gonna hold LeBron accountable, and he's been playing some damn good defense this year as well too. Moving forward, Clippers ended up losing to the Lakers, so LeBron yet again played great. Him and AD, they just literally 20 minutes ago beat the Clippers 112-103. LeBron actually finished with 28 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. AD was damn near unguardable, 30 points, 8 rebounds as well too. And then the unsung hero who literally won the game for them had to be Avery Bradley. So, I had a couple bets. I'm not going to tell you guys how much money I lost, but had a couple bets. I was just very, very confident in the Clippers winning, given their hot win streak, which we'll talk about a little later on. But it was a good game from start to finish. You know what I'm saying? One of the big what ifs was going into the games is who was going to be that player aside from AD, aside from LeBron James, on who's essentially going to step up. Yeah. And like I said, Avery Bradley. I don't expect this from him again. He made 6 threes today, bro.
So it's going to be a tougher route in the playoffs.
It's going to be a tougher route, but
and they play one more time again. Though, but
it's April 9th? One more time in April. But I don't know if they're all both going to play. I feel like if the Lakers are probably going to have the 1 seed locked up, so they're going to rest them. And then depending on where the Clippers end, if they have like 1 or 2 games ahead of the third through 6 seed, then I think they'll rest as well too. So I think this is the last time we're going to see these teams at full strength going back at it. But my biggest thing was who's going to be the one to step up for the Lakers aside from LeBron James, AD, and you had an unsung hero, which is Avery Bradley. So it's kind of cool that you kind of don't know necessarily. Someone's going to step up, but you don't necessarily know who's going to step up. Yeah. So I kind of like the element of surprise for them as well too. But like I said, going into the game, I was like, my boy Mike was talking to me about Kuzma had a great Christmas game. I was like, Kuzma's not going to be that hot again like that. Yeah. But they played great. I thought the Clippers had it at first because PG was the biggest what if for me as well too with the Clippers, because I was saying PG can give you effort on the defensive end, can still make for you and not be as effective offensively. And at least, throughout this season when they're fully healthy, they've been winning. But PG actually had a great game. They kind of did a good job with Kawhi, but Kawhi missed a lot of, shots he normally makes. And Marcus Morris played terrible. 0 of 9 from the field, dude. And that was what I was telling you about when they got him the other week. I was telling you, I was like, although Marcus Morris, I'm so sorry. Although Marcus Morris is a good player, he kind of has this thing in his head where sometimes he believes that he's the best player. Yeah. So he'll force shots or just try to be the guy. I'm like, just play within the flow of the offense. Don't force anything. And then you're going to, you're gonna be successful.
Thing is, Marcus Morris is about that action, so ain't nobody telling him to stop taking shots.
He is about that action.
He's about that action for that life. But
he's definitely about that action as well too. But I expect Lou Williams to be better moving forward. He's 3 of 11. Montrezl Harrell, although he had 20 points, he missed a lot of free throws as well too. So I know I didn't expect the Clippers to sweep them. And it's good knowing that they got that monkey off their back in the Lakers, finally getting a dub as well, too. So moving forward, I would love to see a 7-game series out of this as well, too. And I was telling Trey before we started recording, if it's the Western Conference Finals, that's 7 home games for the Lakers.
Yeah, it is.
If you just watch the game today,
it looks like
there was a lot of boos whenever the Clippers touched the rack, and then whenever the Lakers had the ball, it literally felt like a home game. So there's no advantage for the Clippers there, right there. So, we'll see what happens moving forward, but from what you've watched, I'm assuming you watched a little bit of the game. Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on this?
Just how great that AD and LeBron have to be to take down this team. I mean,
they do have to both be playing at a high level. You're right,
because this team had players that weren't at their best that are clearly going to show up. Like Lou Williams is tough to imagine he's going to go 3 of 11 again. Yeah. Kawhi bricked a lot of shots. Markieff Morris is not going to take that many. Just it's on me. It's on me. Shots in the game. And Kawhi and Paul George are going to function as a well-oiled machine again. And again, it's a 7-series game. The defensive looks are going to be different. The adjustments are going to happen. The players that they did lock and load with are going to be thrown out here and there. So somebody's always going to step it up each game. And LeBron and AD are going to have to come with their A games, probably play the best basketball of their careers to beat this team in a 7-game series.
They're very capable of doing it.
And they're very capable. We're going to see legendary basketball when this becomes a 7-game series. Granted, the Pelicans don't win at all. But I'm playing. But
You should saw my face. I was just like this.
He's gotta go. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
I'm gonna punt this
No, but back to it.
oh my god.
Yo, Zion's coming for y'all niggas. But y'all sleeping on Zion. You're sleeping on him. But
Sicko.
I'm a big sicko. It's gonna be legendary basketball, man. And these teams meet in the Western Conference Finals. Somebody's gonna have to step up and play out of their freaking mind. LeBron out of his mind again. AD out of his mind consistently to get to the finals for the first time, and Kawhi and Paul George just to silence the LA Lakers home crowd that it will be regardless of. But so I'm really looking forward to this coming down the stretch.
And thinking about the Clippers is one thing I always said, like they're a great small ball team.
Yeah.
But I said their Achilles heel, if anything, would be their size. So
what did Pat Bev do today?
Pat Bev got a tech. Got ripped twice from Avery Bradley. But aside from that, Pat Bev was 1 of 3 from the field, -16 plus or minus. Didn't really do anything at all. So that kind of sucked.
There's a lot of players on their team, bro. You got Reggie Jackson, Morris. You have a lot of players that you could look at and be like, yo, what did you do today? Mm-hmm. Like, just do something. But
I would have probably try to play what's his name, Patrick Patterson. He played pretty well on Christmas for the Clippers. If Marcus Morris ain't going, I mean, I know from a defensive standpoint why you have to have him in the game, and just because he's an offensive threat and he can create for himself. But if you're not going, I'm going looking at the bench like, all right, you come in and you take your ass out. You know what I'm saying?
What I said last time, it's a lot of things to mix and match for the Clippers, and you only have so much time to figure that out.
They're still trying to figure it out too, because this is only I think this is their 10th game being fully healthy.
Yeah.
And the Clippers have been on a roll, which I'm going to branch into next. Clippers have been in a roll. Like, they're on, aside from this loss, they're on a 6-game win streak as well too. And I said that stat to you, when they are fully healthy before this game, they were undefeated as well too.
Yeah.
So just imagine with these, 20 games left, if they barring any injuries, how much better they're even going to get as well too. So I like this. I like that they were fully healthy and they lost. They got some game footage to look at and see where they can improve as well too, which makes me excited because I felt like the Lakers definitely imposed their will in the paint as well too. I think they had more points in the paint, 44 to 38, I believe. So it kind of helps that Joakim Noah did get signed. I remember, I think it was in the summertime we actually recorded an episode, and I think the Lakers were working out Dwight Howard and Joakim Noah.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just going off saying, yeah, Dwight, clearly Dwight. It's kind of crazy because I didn't know he was going to get signed, but I knew that the Clippers were definitely in need of another big. So I was actually, a little bored looking at his highlights from today when he was on Memphis. He wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
he wasn't that bad. Like, I think he averaged like 7 to 7, over 50% from the field, 70% for the free throw, and he just matches the DNA for the Clippers. That grittiness, that real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Not being able to shoot free throws.
Not being able to shoot free throws. Clearly, Montrezl Harrell was just bricking them joints, bro. I was so mad, son. But yeah, he, 7 foot, about 250, another body just to, get to AD as well too, to sort of bother him.
Yeah.
Sets great screens, former defensive player of the year. So I don't think he's going to necessarily get that many minutes. I more so see him getting minutes when Zubac is in foul trouble or Montrezl Harrell is in foul trouble as well too. But
LeBron is such a Thanos. He's just like, yo, you're gonna beat this guy. It's like, yeah, we got everybody. We can beat him.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Sure. Like, Iron Man has to die. And sorry, spoiler alert. To beat Thanos, Iron Man has to die. Like, yo,
yeah,
you're not beating young him or old him.
yeah.
This is crazy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you good. But yeah, so I really like the addition. He won't be playing until next week as well too. So we'll see how he, fits into the fold moving forward as well too. Any comments on the resurgence of Joakim Noah in addition to him going to LA for the Clippers?
I mean,
More so, you just got to wait and see, right?
yeah. There's a lot of players on the Clippers. You almost know every player on the Clippers by name, pretty much. You know, there's some players like on teams you're like, who is that? It's like all these pickups, like their bench is deep with name brand players. You know, not saying these are extra effective name brand superstars, nothing like that, but they're name brand players, and hey, hopefully Joakim does well, fits into the system. Really excited to see both of the perennial powers in the West and their pickups, see how they do. So
Yeah, for sure. And then another thing I want to talk about as well too. You know, the Clippers. You know, the Red Hot Clippers being who they are. Obviously, they put the beat down on the Rockets a couple of days ago on Thursday. Do you think they kind of revealed the blueprint on how to beat the Rockets?
Beat the Rockets?
You just essentially just need that exact personnel as well too. Because I feel like if you have 5 out, obviously you know Russ is going to be the main emphasis for getting your points in the paint. But aside from that, you're literally relying on James Harden to do his work, and then everyone to literally just, if you're not shooting a layup, you're jacking up threes as well too. I just don't know if they can get past the second round, playing like that.
Bruh.
In the 7-game series. I don't know. And it's like with these other teams that we're mentioning with the Lakers and Clippers, when it's all said and done, you have, aside from just jacking up threes, you have other ways where you can affect the game. You know what I'm saying? When it's down the stretch, you can give it to LeBron in the post. You can give it to AD in the post. You can give it to Kawhi. You can give it to PG to go get their own bucket as well, too. My thing is, like, when you run out of when the threes aren't falling, like, what do you resort to?
Well, that's what I was about to say. Playing 5 out, there's only so many adjustments you can make.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's still a guard-heavy emphasis. There's not really any solid pick and roll kind of stuff. It's more just pick and pop. You're forcing everything to that back line and that front line, whatever it is, or no backcourt. So back line of the 3-point line. There's a lot more adjustments you can make having a team that could hurt you inside and outside. And I don't think it was necessarily the Rockets. I mean, the Clippers exposing the Rockets, but I mean, the Clippers are probably the best perimeter defensive team in the league from a personnel standpoint. And again, there's only so many adjustments the Rockets can make, so they're only going to last so long in the playoffs. And there's going to be plenty of film come that second round to watch on the Rockets, because in that first round, I don't care who they play, but they're going to get that team's best, and they're going to get thrown every single scenario. And that team's going to be like, look, they didn't do well with this. They didn't do well with this. We're going to hammer it home, and we're going to outlast them. We're going to win the series and go on. Yeah. So
absolutely.
They not set themselves up for failure, but they set themselves up to be very, very one-dimensional, or 1 or 2-dimensional when other teams are 3, 4, and 5. Mm-hmm. Things they could ways they could figure out. So I don't know. I wasn't expecting the Rockets to get to the finals this year at all, but it's just when they make the moves like that, getting rid of their big man, when it looked like they were a pretty well-oiled machine with the big man. It's interesting. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it plays out in the long run past these playoffs and what the Rockets decide to do going forward, even in the offseason. But there's only so many options. You have to either have to be super, super great, or have options to make adjustments, and they don't have enough options. And there are already really, really great teams in the West. So
game gets slowed down in the playoffs too. So it's going to be very interesting. Jason Tatum was named the Eastern Conference Player of the Month as well too.
He balled.
And for the stretch of March, the Boston Celtics were 9-3. Jason Tatum averaged 30 points, shot 49% from the field, 48% from 3, 7.9 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 1.2 steals, 1.3 blocks as well too. My question for you is Jason Tatum now officially a superstar, or are you going to give him a little bit more time?
I think Jason Tatum's a superstar.
You think so? Already?
I think he's a superstar as it pertains to. Yeah, I mean, the numbers he can put up, how versatile he is. I think Jason Tatum's a superstar. Is he a all-star?
Well, he was an all-star.
Yeah, he was an all-star. So, but in that, like, is I don't know if you can put like D Book or somebody like D Book in that sphere, and granted I know D Book has the numbers to go for it. His team isn't the Celtics, but you got to respect Jason Tatum. I don't know. I wouldn't not put him as a superstar. See the way this kid can do, and his pace this month was crazy. Like his pace, his play, he was hitting shots, he was aggressive. Everything between him and Jaylen Brown is pretty consistent. Jason Tatum hasn't been consistent, and he hasn't put a month together like this. I don't think in his career per se. So I would give him.
Kemba was out too.
Yeah. I would give him this. I don't see how you could say he's not a all-star. I mean, when you put him up against the rest of them, is he like top of the pack? Who's to say? But he is holding his own, and he can go up against some of the best of them.
Yeah, and just having that experience his first year getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, going 7 games against LeBron, and then just improving every single year. You're right. I mean, I guess you have to give him the superstar status right now. He's playing like a superstar.
Somebody you come to see.
All while Kemba was gone as well too. So now that Kemba's back in the fold, do you see this red hot streak continuing around, that 28 to 30 points a game, or you think, obviously, Kemba needs he's a high volume scorer.
Yeah.
So he's definitely going to take up at least 15, 16 shot attempts a game.
Thing is, bro, I'm a guard, and I'm not Kemba Walker in any sense of the way, so don't take what I'm saying out of context.
In case y'all didn't know, he's not Kemba Walker.
I am not Kemba Walker. But from a basketball standpoint and just from a feel of the game, bro, being a point guard, like, if I have somebody on my team that's red hot,
you're going to keep eating them.
Best thing in the world as a point guard, as a true point guard, is, let's feed him. Thing is, it takes the pressure off of you, it takes the pressure off of other teammates just to get the ball distributed. And being that Kemba Walker is a more veteran player, probably has a higher basketball IQ just from a position standpoint. You see the floor a little bit well. You see the game. You know where you can get your shots from. So when there is that area where it's like, all right, I can see they're like hounding him a little bit more, then you can go get an easy 10 points. You know what I'm saying? Like go boom, boom, boom. From the setup, you're a coach on the floor. And when that's not effective, you make the adjustment. You insert yourself in that. And I think Kemba Walker can be primed to do that. Just keep feeding Jason, keep feeding Jaylen Brown. And then when it is your time to, get into your rhythm to do your stuff, go at it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say, like, it's going to be super free-flowing for Jason Tatum like it was here, but I think it should be Kemba's main priority to get him going because that's going to be a catalyst for the team. Kemba can score a will. I think Jason Tatum needs his touches, really needs his touches. So this could be great going down the stretch for them. It's just, let's keep this guy hot no matter what.
Definitely, and that brings me to my next question, staying on the Celtics with Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker. With them all playing, at their peak right now, which is the perfect time post All-Star break, how far do you think the Celtics can go in the playoffs? Because you legit, with the emergence of Jason Tatum, we already know what Kemba's, been about. He's a closer as well, too, and they have probably in the East, the best starting 5.
Yeah.
How far do you think they can go?
In my mind, I've always had them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Keep it stacked. Mm-hmm. I mean, Toronto's playing pretty well, but I think they could outlast Toronto somehow. Mm-hmm. Given Ibaka, Spicy P, and that'll be a decent series. But I think they can get to the conference finals. Yeah, I mean, other than that, they have Giannis on the other side. I'm not sure how that matches up. It's not in front of me right now.
I don't know who's going to defend him. Defend him.
Yeah, so it would be the Bucks playing the Magic right now, the Raptors playing the Nets. Celtics would play 3-6, right? It's 3-6.
Yeah. 1-8-2-7, 3-6, 4-5.
They'll play the Sixers right now. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. That's my dark horse.
Yeah,
the Sixers are my dark horse. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Sixers went to the finals this year. No cap at all. I wouldn't be surprised. But is it likely? No. Yeah. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised at all. You got 2 superstars, so you're never really out of a series like that.
Who would be the best matchup against a Western Conference team right now in the East?
Assuming who makes it out the West.
I mean, you saw what LeBron did to the Bucks, and I'm just saying, off the strength, hypothetically speaking.
All right, I'm thinking of
if you put the West in kind of a category of play, who would be the best team in the East to give the West a run for their money?
I mean, off the strength, you have to say the Bucks just because of their record year that they're having. But aside from that, I like the Celtics, but in the playoffs, it's not only health, it's your depth as well, too. And I feel like the Celtics don't have that much depth. You're going down the totem pole. The Heat do look very, very good, but I still have to see what they look like in the playoffs. So that's still a red flag for me right there.
I think LeBron would carve them up if it was the Lakers.
I mean, LeBron literally carve up anybody.
Yeah,
but I think the best from a team standpoint, from position or number 1 to number 15 on your roster.
Yeah. Raptors.
I was gonna say the Raptors.
With the coach and experience.
I think Nick Nurse is one of the best coaches in the NBA right now.
Top 3.
Yeah,
not two. You know,
like they're reigning champions. You know what I'm saying? You're the champions until you lose otherwise. And I feel like they got the monkey off their back and their mindsets just changed. He just kind of changed that culture around the emergence of Fred VanVleet, Norman Powell, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
I think they can match up with them as well too. And you got Marc Gasol, you got Serge Ibaka down there, and you got the versatile Pascal Siakam, who's going to be a matchup nightmare as well too.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best team to go up against the Lakers or the Clippers. But like I said, I got to see what Miami's talking about because they look very good too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun first round.
Yeah, like I keep saying, this is the first year where I don't know who's gonna come out of the East. Like obviously, everyone's gonna say the Bucks just because of they have the best player in the East and they have the best record in the East and the NBA in general. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's facts.
Like we said, we got the first round. We got the Celtics versus the 76ers right now. Like, that's going to go 7 games. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Raptors. Raptors going to get the Nets out the way. Might sweep them.
They will.
Bucks going to sweep the Magic. And then from there, you got Heat Pacers. That might go 7 games there, too.
They might go 7 games.
So it's just going to be something where I just got to literally watch each adjustment game by game for real to give you my insight. But if I was a betting man right now, the best matchup for them, I would go with the Raptors. And I think they have multiple people that can help close with Siakam, Norman Powell, Fred VanVleet, and Kyle Lowry. I feel like with Giannis, he kind of you really don't know who's going to be that other guy to help him along the way. It's supposed to be, in theory, Chris Middleton, but he's been known to kind of go sleep in the playoffs. Same with Bledsoe, so I don't know moving forward in the crunch time, like who's going to help Giannis out when it matters the most. Yeah, but that's that. Another thing I want to talk about is Damian Lillard. I think a game or two before the All-Star break, he actually suffered a groin injury, and he was out for quite some time. He came back actually March the 4th. They played against the Wizards, and they won 125-104, scored 22. Well, it was pretty efficient. Obviously, the Wizards aren't that great of a defensive team, but after that, I was just blown because he lost to Phoenix, then he lost to Sacramento as well, too. They lost by 10 against Phoenix and lost by like 12 against Sacramento as well. So it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Because when you're looking at, the West, the 8th seed is literally up for grabs right now. And
the Grizzlies are up by 4 games.
Yeah, they're up by 4 games right now. And after that, where is it going?
Kings
are 9th. Came out of nowhere. Once they had Buddy Hield come off the bench and start Bogdanovich, they've just been winning. So shout out to what's his name? Luke Walton for making those adjustments.
Luke Walton, wow. Lakers tree. Kings, Blazers at 28, right behind them, literally. Pelicans at 11, which is interesting. And then Spurs.
Literally, it's a gauntlet match for the 8th seed right now. So every game matters down this stretch. And I was just so confident,
Blazers
before Damian Lillard's groin injury, because he was literally doing anything and everything to get them afloat. But
going dummy.
If you don't beat these below 500 teams,
it hurts.
Then you're not gonna you're not gonna get far. And even with the Pelicans the other day as well, like they lost to Dallas when they could have won that. Then they lost to the Timberwolves without a Karl Anthony Towns. Like you gotta win those games.
Facts.
And it's crazy because there's this one website called Tankathon.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's very catchy. But they have the remaining schedule, strength of schedule, SOS. And Memphis has the second hardest schedule, for the remainder of the season with 18 games left. Pelicans have the easiest schedule with 18 games left. So in theory, you would think that the Pelicans can find a way to get at 500 or a game above 500, but I don't know. And then Portland got the 21st hardest schedule. So I think Portland's out. And New Orleans, if Zion Williamson didn't miss, those beginning games,
be in the AFC.
They'd definitely be the AFC. So if I had to choose right now, if I had to choose, I'm going with Memphis. They've been the most consistent.
Yeah. Do I want to see the Kings in the playoffs? No.
No,
not at all. I would love to see Ja.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Ja or Zion. It has to be one of the two. I don't want to see the Kings. Granted, the Kings play well enough. They'll be in there, but that's just a fan's perspective.
That's 4-0 sweep, bro.
Yeah.
Come on. Even Memphis.
Are the Kings games even televised?
I hope not.
Oh God. Well,
No, I like my Super Saiyan, De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
I like Buddy Hield, I like Bogdanovich. I like what they're doing over there. I actually thought they were gonna make that leap to be the AFC from.
They should have been there like a year ago. Keep a stat.
Yeah, they should have, but
the way they get draft picks, though.
Yeah. So we'll see. Like I said, the Memphis has been the most consistent. Will they strike any form of fear in the Lakers? No. And my thing is like, all right, from a pure ratings standpoint, it would make sense for the Pelicans to be the AFC. That would be fire.
Yeah.
Seeing
AD wants nothing to do with Zion.
He
doesn't. He doesn't.
I mean, for real. Both of them don't want to see each other, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think the Pelicans could win, 1 or 2 games. That would be a little scary. But I think the best matchup, if they're fully healthy and happen to get the AC, is Portland.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't be a true number 8 seed for real. They just been banged up the whole year as well.
They just got
Nurk's coming back in a
Nurk's
couple.
back.
Yeah, I think he's coming back March the 15th, if memory serves me correct. March the 15th is going to be returning. So that might be too late, but I think the biggest threat to the Lakers, at least for getting them on their heels, losing 1 or 2 games, would probably be Portland. And then after that, I have the Pelicans. But if it's the Sacramento or my Spurs or the Suns, like, Lakers got them, bro.
Yeah.
They got them.
How do we?
They got them, bro. But yeah, I mean, that pretty much concludes our talk. Update with the Greek Freak. So when he was playing Friday, he had a nasty fall and he banged up his knee, got an MRI scan today, and they revealed that he has a minor joint capsule sprain on his left knee. So he's going to miss the final 2 games of their road trip. I really wanted them to be the team that gets 70 wins, but I don't know if they're going to get 70 wins because now it's like, all right, we know you guys are the best team. Let's be healthy as possible going into the playoffs as well, too. Looking at their schedule for the road trip right now, they are about to play. Oh, they're actually playing the Suns right now. They should be able to handle them. And I think after that, they are playing. Who they play next? So they have the Suns right now, and they play Denver. So they and they're not. Damn, their schedule's kind of tough. So they got, because we're saying he's missing the road trips. I'm assuming he flew back by himself back to Milwaukee. So we don't know how long this knee sprain is gonna last.
Yeah.
So Phoenix right now, who they may not be the best team, but they're very competitive. They're gonna go down to the wire. You got them, then you got Denver, who really doesn't lose at home, one of the best home teams. Yeah. Then you got to go play Boston. Steph Curry came back, already has a spark. Then from there you go back to Miami. Then you play Memphis. So it could be real interesting to see how they pan out. But they're a pretty good team without Giannis being on the floor. So we'll
There's
see.
no worry in that though. I mean, they're chilling.
Yeah, they are chilling. But I mean, aside from that, that's pretty much all the topics that I have. For episode 74. Any closing remarks you want to relay?
Man, Shout out to everybody. Be safe as the weather gets warmer, as everything going around, everything in the media, whatever sickness that might be. But also live your life. The flights are cheap. Fly yourself out. Fly her out. Do your thing. And love your girl. That's all I got.
3 L's for life. Live, laugh. Actually, 4 L's. Live, laugh, learn, love. Definitely, take all those with you as well too. And yeah, man, it's the weather's changing. Just try your best to stay sanitized.
Yeah, I know you got some heat for us coming down the stretch. You got some stuff you better drop. You got anything coming up? Huh? You can't say.
Nah,
you can't say under wraps.
Under wraps. You already know.
Yeah, just do. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Maybe girl wanna pop.
I'll be in LA. I'll be in LA in about 2-3 weeks. So
Sheesh.
For a week. I'm
Sheesh.
excited, man. If y'all have any recommendations of where to go, definitely let me know. I need to actually make a Google Doc or Excel spreadsheet and just visit some places, aside from like some business stuff that I'm working on. But I'm pretty excited, man. Definitely excited. Is that Zion's shoes?
Yeah, Zion's shoes kind of tough. I was looking at his shoes the other day. They're actually kind of tough.
Like shoes Zion will wear, just sturdy as hell.
Yeah, they look sturdy, but the thing about Jordans is like once you break them in, like it's crazy how like well they perform. Like I had a pair of Jordans. I don't even know what Jordans they were, but they were hard at first, but then boom, like they're great shoes to wear. So side note,
Interesting. But ladies and gentlemen, that was episode 74 of the Seezus Show. I hope you guys enjoyed our rants on everything as well too. I'm so mad at everyone I bet with the Clippers-Lakers game. I'm not betting any more games until the playoffs start. Got all my money on the Clippers, but the Lakers are looking very good right now.
that'll be fun.
So I won't be mad if LeBron wins another championship. I love that guy, but like I said, Kawhi or die. But make sure to follow us on all forms of social media: Trade Day XXIV, Sir Seezus SIRSEEZUS, and the Seezus Show obviously available on all major platforms. So do yourself a favor and go check that out and spread the love.
Peace.